Hey fellas, it's Terry Crews here, and along with the others, this is another NHL in regular season tournament, and I'm here with MePhone11 for another game. This is the second night of the NHL in regular season. The next matchup, as we're ready to have the Eastern Conference Battle Zone to take on against the Columbus Blue Jackets, is between the New York Islanders and the Washington Capitals. The Capitals beat the New York Rangers last time in the first round, but now the second round, they meet another New York team. This time, the Islanders are ready to take on with their next opponent to see what it draws to have its own attention. And it's pretty much to say, if the Islanders win, they'll be heading on the road to face against Columbus Blue Jackets, and if the Capitals win, they will play against the Columbus Blue Jackets in the same location at Capital One Arena. And now here are the starting goaltenders. We have Logan Thompson, the starting goaltender for the Capitals, and Ilya Sorokin on the other hot hand for the New York Islanders. Here are the starting X-Factor players for the visiting team of the New York Islanders. We have one of the big plays in afterwards. Sorokin is the only recharging save in the recovery under pressure to have some better offense. Bo Horvath with the quick draw and the born leader has that swift and team-energizing actions. Ryan Pulock with the rocket in the stick-em-up zone. Adam Pelech with the stick-em-up and a quick pick along with the warrior resistant. Then Matthew Barzal with the wheels, elite edges, and tape-to-tape zones. Braden Shen with the born leader, true lenses, and a spark plug. Then it's Anders Lee, the big rig and the big tipper. Along with the other one is Kyle Palmieri with only the one T-zone. Then it's Alexander Romanov with the true lenses and a hipster. And then it's Jean-Gabriel Pageau, the quick draw and a quick pick. And then it's T.C. Cizikas with the quick draw and a spark plug. And lastly, it's Anthony Duclair, wheels, lightning, fast skating speed. Now let's go over the other hand for the Washington Capitals as one of our great players of the Great Eight, Alex Ovechkin. 1T, pressure with the ensemble force to have that reverse hit, and plays for his captain to finish it all that he has. Dylan Strome the other way, he has a send-it pass with the tape-to-tape zones. Logan Thompson with the only recharging ability to have it under pressure. Tom Wilson with the true lenses and a spark plug zone. Jacob Chikrin with the no contest in the warrior zone. Pierre-Luc Dubois with only the tape-to-tape and a quick pick zone. Then it's Alexei Protas with the quick release in the tape-to-tape zones, along with Connor McMichael on the big tipper. And then finally we have his Ryan Leonard, spark plug, Sprinter, and speed boosting hits on a better tank. This no better effort is a no man's land to have that one keeping it out. So there you go, that is all the X-Factor players starting group. Let's go down to Capital One Arena. My next broadcasting commentating partners we have it across is another great group to be here. Son of Beast is also along with pen and pencil and the center ice sticker. We'll see you all there later, folks, for the intermissions and post-game shows. Now let's see what takes on with the first goal and the win to head on to face against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Isles, Caps, next on EA Sports. It's the Washington Capitals and the Islanders in the second round at District of Columbia. Hi folks, it's Son of Beast, and I'm here again with pen and pencil and sticker, the center ice. Round 2, ready to go here at Capital One Arena. Let's do it. Tonight's starting goaltender is very arranged between Logan Thompson and Ilya Sorokin. Chikrin will start it off here for the Capitals. As now this will be Ryan Strome to start it off. And there's Rasmus Sandin. He's outside of it, finding Strome. Looks to Alex Ovechkin. Rasmus Sandini outside of the look, pushes it over to Alex Ovechkin. Chikrin on the backhander. Big save by Ilya Sorokin. Recharges in and will stop the play with only 19:05 to go in the first period. Only place concerned to start off for Jacob Chikrin. As for the start of the period, it is a 1-0 to give all to a late start. But therefore, The other way has been turning it off. There is still no score in the start of the second round. Yeah, it's pretty easier to say about this. And one thing you know about Jacob Chikrin, he's really starting with some pursuit, makes some happiness, and it's definitely what he was looking for. A warrior resistant. This painful look might start it all. Chikrin will send it around the net, and you look at it again to Bugiller. Foul on the boards. Rebound by Bo Horvat. Bo Horvat in the wing. In the territory now finding the Heineman. Heineman's shot saved made by Logan Thompson. Thompson will send it over to Bugiller. Everyone gets bumped by behind the Islanders defender. And Ryan Pollock will have that one covering it up. And now here's Bo Horvat the other way. New York Islanders on the attack. That one is swinging out. And it gives it over to Chikrin. Chikrin will hand it over to Dubois. No offside for the Capitals. Protest on the shot. Great save by Ilya Sorokin. Ryan Pollock have it again and June Gabriel Pegu. Pegu enters the Capitals territory. And Rasmus Sandin will now have it over to Pierre-Luc Dubois. Send it deep to Tom Wilson. Tom Wilson steps it back, trying to get the feet off, and this one is denied off here, and it's stopped made by Ilya Sorokin. Sorokin is trying to do all that he can. I mean, that big on a pass off may be helpful, but it seemed like that Tom Wilson just trying to watch that one carefully off to have that one with the first look at the save before without getting the goal. Rural back the other way now. It's here's Sordiff for the Capitals. Sends up and around the net. He looks to McMichael. McMichael to Verhevery again to Rural. Sordiff with a chance shot, save made by Sorokin. Martin Verhevery with the rebound has it now over again to Sordiff to McMichael. McMichael pass to Ryan Leonard. Leonard pass to Roy. Rural to McMichael. McMichael shot, saved by Ilya Sorokin. Keeps moving again. Leonard pass Sordiff. Capitals finding another pass open look. Looks to McMichael. McMichael finding Leonard. Leonard to Roy. Rural shot, club save by Sorokin. New York the other way as Braden Shen will now find Matthew Barzal. Barzal on the wheels. And now here's D'Angelo. You'll fire it across and a save made by Logan Thompson. Martin Verhevery will have it again to Ryan Leonard. Ryan Leonard the other way with the push. Pass to McMichael. McMichael over to Leonard. Broken by D'Angelo. Islanders backing into the Capitals territory. Holmstone to Sazika shot. A big save by Thompson. And here's Duhaney for the Capitals. They're back into the Islanders territory with 13:22 to go. Off to Chisholm. The backhander. That one is sorely missed. And now it's Andre Palat. Van Riemsdyk sticked it across on Andre Palat. And here's Chisholm right behind the net. That's a great look for the poke check here. As Trevor Van Riemsdyk, he had that one with a great poke checking it. That is a great off start. Leonard with the shot save by Sorokin. 12:32 to go in the first period. They'll have that one wrapped it up and they'll get another ready for another puck drop. And now sitting in by in the center ice, I'll have a sticker joining us here for Alex Ovechkin. Thanks, fellas. Always say about now, what everyone has been talking for is about Alex Ovechkin. He's really determined to be carried in there, and it's one of the great A plays of this offense. We've really been sure enough to have that one keeping every digit along the way, and pretty sure enough now that there is a great way to have Alex Ovechkin, the grade A captain, is delivering it all that he has. Everything is simple enough here for the captain, but this is a great way for the OV to have that pass off, and it's one team motion, it's curricular to have that better offense. This standardized might be the only thing, but we are looking for a great first goal for Alex Ovechkin in the regular season tournament. Let's hope that he handles with a better shot release. Now over to the other side of the player is all for Matthew Barzal. Matthew Barzal is really like the same of it and changing it all where to be. And anyone has definitely been playing it for. As for Matthew Barzal, he has been a lot of great shots. Anyone who does play it oftenly can hardly tell that Matthew Barzal is a better one to have that one scoring in drought. This is a great way to see this, and now the only time of it, and it's only oftenly, considered to have that one with the hardness, worthless, and reliability. This is better change off for Matthew Barzal. And as for the tape, this better offense will have that one keeping it going. I'm pretty excited to see how this happens with Matthew Barzal with his first goal. Let's see how well he does for his offensive play. Back to you guys. Thank you, Sticker. Now finding it for Every. And a shot. Save on the rebounding play by Alexa Protas. Hit back in net. Can't handle it. They can't clear it out. And Every will take offside past the midway mark in the first period. They always did not really seem like it was going to be offensive play and strategy. The Capitals really are starting to have that one knocking in with the show off. I mean, this might have been hard enough to try to reach back in the zone and get a big offensive attacker. So they're really sure enough that they can definitely try to hang on for real. For dear life, everybody's out there for one motion. Back to Alexei Protas for the Capitals. He looks it for Every. One-time Protas shot, save up by Sorokin. Gene Gabriel Pegu the other way for the Islanders. Knocks him with the kick. Rebound by Rural. Rural to Protas. Protas looks it for Every. And back to Tom Wilson. Wilson right over again to Martin for Every. He'll change that over to for Every. Finding to Dubois. That gets knocked down. Rebound by Dubois. Tom Wilson. Big point fire. Save up by Sorokin. 8:15 remaining in the first period, and they'll have another puck drop ready to go in the Islanders' territory. 4-9 over 24 seconds for the Capitals. They're starting to have that big, strong face-off attack winner to keep that one from rolling. Now here's D'Angelo. Over to Pelech. Pelech chance to Shen. Shen looks to Ritchie. Ritchie pass to D'Angelo. Looks off to Barzal. Barzal in. With the fire shot, saved out by Logan Thompson. Anthony Blueviller fighting over to Rasmus Sandin. 7:30 remaining in the first period. That start-off happened to be there quickly, and really when I mentioned it before, that is what Logan Thompson made. It's a recharging saving of the hassle. Brayden Chen delivers it, and a save again by Logan Thompson. Chick run outside. This one will get right over it again to Sandin. Here's another one to Alex Ovechkin. Ovechkin with the stop. Falls with the shot. Saved by Sorokin. Show. Chance stop made. Matthew Barzal again to Shed. Van Riemsdyk finding over to Chisholm. And the Capitals will get back on offense. Ovechkin moving his own. That one get caught up. D'Angelo finding to Shen. Shen for the Islanders. Hooked it. Stopped it again. And try to get that one back. Shen. Open look. Glove save by Thompson. 5:40 to go in the first period with Thompson rewinding pressure. Well, that is a wonderful, unique save, and this glove action really had that one complete in red from Shen. That is a rechargeable save to have it tonight. Yeah, I better have to say this one. Look at Thompson. He's really up to the start. You gotta notice when Logan Thompson makes that huge save, you have to make sure you have that aggressive look. With the win by the Capitals, here's Chisholm. Chisholm, a send-off to McMichael. McMichael hooked it up, rebounded again by the Capitals. And Trevor Van Riemsdyk now finds Chisholm to Leonard. Leonard looks to Van Riemsdyk. Chisholm shoots over the blocker and up in the glass. As now when he rebounded and taken in by Islanders after a save by Sorokin. Chisholm looks to Van Riemsdyk. Finding Ryan Leonard. Leonard finding Van Riemsdyk. The new change off for Chisholm. 4:30 to go in the first period. He'll have it again to McMichael. That one is back to Chisholm the other way. Chisholm broken by Andre Palat. Andre Palat. Rolling in a muscle with the shot. Save again by Thompson. Here Luke Dubois. The tape zone. That's broken up again as Gene Gabriel Pegu trying with the rebound it. Over the middle. Andre Palat shot. Saved by Logan Thompson. And two-time stop again by Thompson. 3:38 to go in the first period. Looking at our puck drop ready to have that one coming out. Still a lot of plenty of energy left here. No score between the Caps or New York Islanders. Here Luke Dubois wins the draw. Martin for Every. Now to pass to Protas. He gives to Wilson. Over to Protas. Protas fires out and is off the defender and rebounded up by Protas. Well, he's blocking afterward. I mean, that is a big block takedown defensive zone, but there's no contact energy. That really is going to have that one heave it up to an early start. Martin for Every. Deep around the net. Off to Alexei Protas. Rebounded again by Bugler. Back on ice for the Capitals. Sends to Ruau. Ruau to Bugler again to Forevery. And change. Bugler in front. Saved again by Sorokin. Schaefer to look to pull it. Now it's Paul Horvath. Chance for the New York Islanders. Heineman. He fires that one with the shot. Diving the block play is on Ruau. No penalty on the Cats. Well, it's a great start afterward. I mean, he stays in perfectly, and the same thing happens to go everything. I mean, not pretty much anyone it does for, but that's really a great start off to have that great opportunity for the blocking shot. And this one will send off the boards and out of play. That will stop the play with 1:09 to go in the first. Well, Vilius Sorokin, he has a huge one-timing save opportunity, and that blocker really hadn't done it at all. His recharging really made it do anything. Possible it is. Hey, he hasn't hydrated. That's a front analysis, 46%. Nearing the final minute of the first period, 5 teams have face-off wins for both Capitals and Islanders. Now the leadoff win will be Strome, and down to a final minute of the first period. Jim Brown will set it around the wing to Bugler. Off to Sandin. Here's Chikron. Chikron, nowhere luck. Back to Alex Ovechkin. Ovechkin finds it over to Sandin. Sandin pass to Chikron. Chikron shot, deflected. Back to D'Angelo to Matthew Barzal. 20 seconds remaining. He will have that one carried out. Rasmus Sandin. Send a deep pass to Strome. Strome. He went down pretty hard. With the beat, blocked it up, and saved by Sorokin. Therefore, we end the first period as no scores between Islanders or the Capitals. Pretty great start off for Logan Thompson, but there might be a goal for the second period when we return to hockey after this break. Hey everyone, welcome to the first intermission of the NHL in regular season tournament, as we have no goals to start off for New York Islanders or the Washington Capitals. This was a hard start here, but this will be another new change-off to see what gets to the next goal if they can find the answers. Here's how they did. After the first period, it was 18/5 passing effectiveness on the total shots on goal for the Washington Capitals, as both teams took 5 hits in contact. Then it was 5:59 over 54 time on attack for the Washington Capitals. 87%, 0.8.5. That happens to be Washington Capitals, but took it over. And over 6 face-off wins over 5 happened to be with Washington Capitals. Here are the action trackers here on the other side of it as we have a look on a big shot of a range, and there's so many of it for the Capitals. They want to get a good start in the first period, but the Islanders have been taken away. Only Alex Ovechkin have 1 shot and trying to get that assist right away. And we start up with you, Terry Crews, of the Capitals starting to get that first goal. And yes, I mean, they're getting the first goal. I mean, literally, they're trying to do all they can, but not for this time. They're starting to have a little bit of an odd offensive zones that they couldn't get a pass by, and that first goal really had to be determining that this one is a block-off. I mean, nobody is getting a perfect one here, but as for the Islanders, they're starting to block it off on a timing effort. You know, Capitals really may have to start seeing things with the big straight raise on the goal, and hopefully they won't get one spoiled out if they got that first goal knocking it in. Now how about you, me for 11, for New York Islanders? Well, the Islanders really had that one coming in back in. They really are starting to get pushing and bounding, and they are pretty enough to have that one rode right toward the win. But the Islanders, after beating against the Devils, that wasn't clearly easy enough, but that really was a hard neck-to-neck shots. So seemingly like that this might have to end things up here if they don't get the first goal in there Man, that might be the hard time to get that one pushing back up. We'll see what the first goal takes for both teams. Therefore, we end the first intermission here, and there will be 1-0 start between the Capitals or the Islanders. Let's go back down to District of Columbia at the Capital One Arena as I have Sunapee standing by for the second period. See you later, folks, for the second intermission. If you're just tuning us here for the second period, no score starts up between the Caps or the Islanders. Now the second period, we'll have to wait and see if it's a 1-0 lead determination between the Isles or the Caps. Let's see what it stands out for the second period. What do you see out there in the first period of this recap here, guys?
Well, this is really what a great save happens to be with Logan Thompson, and the other side of it for Ilya Sorokin. He's pretty much securely have that one clean. I mean, I'm pretty watching it and blowing the minds away. This really is a great startup that they're really doing it for. And what everybody is seeming to be doing it for now is they really are starting to have that part of the first goal. They wouldn't believe this because whatever happens to the Capitals, they're really giving a lot of big knockoff energies to give that one out of the way. I mean, I have no clue why they're going to keep on attacking it, but they're really starting to have a lot of big knockdowns here for the Caps to smash them out. I mean, they're calling it very big. I mean, you wouldn't believe so. Because I was really watching this, and hopefully we might see what's going to happen in play. If they're going to keep it back in a knot.
Martin for every to find Dubois. Corner shot to Ovechkin. Fires it, and a save by Sorokin. 17:34 remaining in the second period. They'll have that one with another chance on the opportunity to have that goal. As Sorokin saves up a recharge. He's doing a lot really well for the start of the first period, but the second period is just the beginning. He's just trying to have another great saves in this game, have it fueled and hied up. Wilson to Dubois, back to Wilson, looks to Rao. Rao again to Protas, back to Lucien. Braden Shen will send it around the net. Tom Wilson the other way for the Capitals. Now Capitals with another new change-off. He'll find Dubois. Finding the cut to Wilson. Wilson in front. Saved by Sorokin. 16:26 remaining in the second period. As he got a good pass off by Dubois to Tom Wilson, but it wasn't enough to have that goal.
He was pretty close afterward. He almost would have made that one go in. But that didn't really matter with that.
Knocked with the big hit. And Islanders taken offside. Back to the center ice again. A lot of energy here in this crowd. Starting to see some big efforts here. Without the Red Wings, it wouldn't be with the Red Wings against the Washington Capitals. If they would be able to play against in the finals of the Eastern Conference, it wouldn't be enough to take it all. Alexei Protas. Trying to move around here. Again, a short hit. Looks to Chikron. Chikron, a short hit. Off to Protas. Protas. And a backhander. That one does not get through by, and it's rebounded by Shen. That one goes off a Chikron. And it sends a short hit. Ryan Leonard will have a little Cooper in contact change to Sandin. Sandin passes short hit. Pollock takes it away. Matthew Barzal. Took that smack hit here. Big spark plug on the end. Chikron now finding the sword hit. Over to McMichael. Was not going to want to get a hit that time. And here's Andre Palat. Palat in front of motion. Barzal taken away. And a shot stopped by Logan Thompson. Sandin with the back the other way. Deep the zone to Duhaney. Fans rising up here for the start of Logan Thompson. He really has a great save. Yeah, I mean, he's watching that all. Logan Thompson, he's just like on a start to be here. Indeed so. Go Thompson. Leonard to Chisholm. And that one will escape the blue line. This one goes back to Van Riesnight. Trevor Van Riesnight to LaPierre. LaPierre to Van Riesnight. Tries to give it back. Van Riesnight. Chisholm. Fires! Deflected off again by Frank. Frank again at Chisholm. Looks to Van Riesheim. Shoots again. Saved by Sorokin. We'll get a stoppage with only 12:29 to go. That is a one heck of a save, and you're seeing this for Logan Thompson. Just diving afterward, I mean, there was nothing you could do about it. And this is another recharging. He could definitely have it out one padded out. And a big save. You wouldn't believe so. Of Logan Thompson. Yeah, he's been like started oftenly. I love that because Logan Thompson was making a diving effort. The blockage is just a must. Strome wins the draw. Forevery now finding Roy. Round to Forevery. Ovechkin fires another glove save by Sorokin. Now the Isles will have it over the other way. 23/9. Hey, you gotta start something. A save by Thompson. Under 12 minutes remaining in the second period. A lot of big time after Lee. And this is a big save under pressure. Doesn't mean to start off for the Capitals. And they still have no scores yet. Urao goes down. Back to Forevery. And here's Urao. Pass to Ovechkin. Looks to Blueveller. Blueveller. Right to Ovechkin. Can't get away with that. Andre Palat. Right on in. Deflected. Came to Pegu. Blocker saved again by Logan Thompson. Ovechkin to find Urao. And Ovechkin will send to Forevery. Forevery looking it over. 10:43 left to go in the second period. And back to Van Riesheim. Van Riesheim watching his way to Protas. Protas to look to Chisholm. Chisholm fires. A glove save again by Sorokin. Adam Pelech back to Anthony Blueveller. Washington taking the time off the lead with another big pass off. Chisholm. Shoots one. Another save by Sorokin. Blueveller is blocked up. Van Riesheim trying to move around in. Sends it around the net. Brown. Look to Chisholm. Protas fires it. Saved again by Sorokin. Wilson shot blocked up by Pelech. Andrew Slee sends it over to Duchenne. And a chance. End zone. Easy save by Logan Thompson. He's doing that one again. I mean, you have to really see this to believe it. Here, Luke Dubois rolling in. Oh, did not really think that was going to be enough, but that really made another big spin off to try to kick it out. Gate Cone. Had that one right around the net. Now here's Chikrin. Chikrin passes to Dubois. Dubois finds Wilson. Holmstrom takes it away and sent off to Anthony Duclair. Duclair fires it, saved by Thompson. Rasmus Sandin to find McMichael. McMichael in the carry, now finding Sordiff. Sordiff. Nowhere to go, now finding Ritchie and Anthony Duclair with the pass again by Gate Cole. Stops it up. Ryan Leonard. And then I'll pass to Sordiff and Adam Pelech. Will have that rebound again to Anthony Duclair. Ritchie. Ritchie slows it out with the chopstick. Sandin, Leonard, back to Daniel Pegu. Save by Thompson. Ryan Leonard. We'll have that one dished over to Sordiff. And a new line group change for the Washington Capitals. Now Chikrin will have a new groups here. And finding Duhamie. Off to Frank. Duhamie. Chikrin's out. Martin Forevery outside of his zone. And that one will have to escape the blue line. And Ruau with another new chance. Nicholas Ruau finding Frank. Frank. Motion in front. Poked him in front of the way by Sorokin. Anthony Duclair now finds to Pulick. Pulick foul along the boards. Duhamie will have that release. Set up to Ruau. Again to Frank. Frank will have that one dipped it up and stopped by Sorokin with under 5 minutes in the second period. They're really never going to need that because they definitely need some one first goals to have the other. Alex Ovechkin to pass over again to Forevery. He's over to Blueveller. Blueveller. Help from Ovechkin firing around. Cannot get a beat on the right to goaltender. Van Riemsdyk. Ovechkin fires. Saved again by Sorokin. Ritchie. Knocked him with the hit. Duclair sends it out. Jean Gabriel Pegu. And now Dylan Strome will have that one settling it in. And a change. Broken it up by Ritchie. Chisholm with the rebound. Here's Alex Ovechkin. Send to Strome. Washington back in Islanders territory. Strome. In front. Chisholm should save by Sorokin. We charged it up with under 3 minutes in the second period. They are starting to have some fierce here. Capitals with 30 over 14 shots on goal. And Islanders trying to have that one denied up. Dubois wins it. Van Riemsdyk. Rodas fires it. Saved up. Oh, he just couldn't get it back in. And that denies up by Sorokin. Oh, no. I could have just seen a Sorokin. He just shows it and he dies it. Wow. He did not believe that was going to stop like that. Back-to-back win by Dubois on the faceoff. Chisholm. Rodas whips it and get another safe pad by Sorokin. Van Riemsdyk. Chisholm shoots, deflection, goes stopping off by Hobron. And Tom Wilson now has it again in Dubois. Chisholm the other way now for the Capitals. Fires up and around net. Protas. Off the pass to Van Riemsdyk. Looks to Dubois. And off to Van Riemsdyk. Van Riemsdyk now finds the Protas. Protas the other way now finding Dubois. 90 seconds in the second period. He has another great stop and a save again by Sorokin. Tom Wilson. No part left here. For Robots entering it out. Final minute in the second period. Rasmus Sandin will send it over the other way now to Van Riemsdyk. He's off to Dubois. Dubois picked a little bump after it. Fouling for the loose puck. Back to Dubois. In the zone now fighting to Sandin. Here's Chikron. Chikron fires. Save again by Sorokin. 21 seconds up in the second period. And they're ready for another luck chance to have that one opening it up. 91 radiated pass effectiveness for the New York Islanders. Now the win will be on the Islanders. Holmstrom. Broken by McMichael. Sandin. Off to Leonard. Leonard with the push. Shooter hit. Save of Sorokin. And therefore we end 2 periods down. And we'll have the third period waiting for you to have that first goal opportunity. What a great save by Thompson. And he has that one recharged it up. Third period is underway. You don't want to go home, do you? We'll be right back with you shortly after this break. Hello everyone, welcome to the second intermission of the NHL in regular season tournament of the NHL on EA Sports. This tight battle doesn't mean the strength, but it really has to be all what it takes down to cover. Here's how I did with the total statistics for the second period. 35 over 14 shots on goal for Washington, 19 over 15 for the New York Islanders on the hit, 11:49 over 133 time on attack for Washington Capitals. But it's 89 over 88% of the passing effectiveness, close calls for New York Islanders, and 10 teams for 10 faceoffs between Islanders and Caps. With some big action trackers here on the other side of it, we have a big look here in the standings to see where it changes. This is a big offensive motion that they're really trying to get away to, but they couldn't get that answered right away. I mean, I know it's just not really the easy way to get that one captivated, but only one thing will tell if the Capitals will have that one with the first goal in range, or if they could definitely be whipped it out. That might be a problem if they're going to try to stop that one or slow it down. That might be the only opinion to have that one keeping it going. And let's take a look and see what happens with the start-off player for Sorokin. The Islanders are picking it off. What's your take on this one, Amy Phone? Well, I better have to say this. I mean, Sorokin's like making a great save here for the New York Islanders. They're really starting to get that one necked off the run. Nowhere they can stop on, nowhere they can hide it from. I mean, that is definitely kind of how hard they're going to get. I mean, nobody is trying to, participate on this. But only thing matters is that the start off for the Capitals really have to get all what they did. I mean, not really anybody is good at it, but this is definitely the hardest choice that they would ever have to do for. They've got to really start to stand out to seek the difference. And now over to you, Terry, for Capitals. Well, the Capitals really might have to get out all they did for. And Ryan Leonard, everybody tried it. And even Alex Ovechkin did. They really have to get all their better benefits to have that one staying in the zone. I mean, not everybody's going to be playing good at this, but it looks like that they really are starting to do all their optimally to have that one necking off their scoring droughts between Sorokin or Logan Thompson. I mean, this is a big question that they really are starting to look for, but hey, when are we going to get our first goal? Maybe we'll have to see what the third period is right along the way. And what's your take on this one for your prediction, Terry? Capitals 2-0. I think that Alex Ovechkin is going to play against Zach Werenski for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Let's see how they handle this. How about you, B-Phone11? Oh, I have no question. I mean, I think 1-1 might be a tie to go to overtime. And then 2-1, it's probably going to be Ovechkin. His night, I'm going to say Alex Ovechkin might go for overtime. I think overtime might be 1-1 if it's the end of a regulation period. We'll see what happens with that. All right. I mean, hard to choose for. But we'll see what happens with this. Yeah, good luck. All right. Thank you very much. Now back to Washington to start off for the third period. We'll see you all later, everybody, after the game. Let's see what next goal takes on. Caps or Isles? It's next after this. Third period. It all comes down to this between the Caps and Isles. This is it. The third period will be determined to have a 1-0 lead here. If someone goes in with the score, or if we'll say even, to have the overtime ready. All right, this is all for you folks. What do you see about the second period? What a great hustle it is. Logan Thompson, he's really giving all of his energy. A crowd of this doesn't really mean that this is the start off for it. But as you may notice, Logan Thompson, he's really showing things off. That's definitely a Red Rocket store. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Logan Thompson, he's doing so well to you or anybody. But that really is a great way to see this for Logan Thompson to have that one. A remarkable run. And as for Alex Ovechkin, he's trying to see when he can get his own first goal. Let's find out what happens in the third period. As Rural finds Sandin, he'll now find Alex Ovechkin. Ovechkin finding to Rural. Here's Buviller. Buviller in zone. Saved up on the pad by Sorokin. Oh, Horvath. In zone. He'll fire it. Glove in the save again by Thompson. Rural. Ball is stuck along the board. Alex Ovechkin. That's broken by Schaefer. Schaefer's shot missed wide. And Dubois will find Alex Ovechkin. Alex Ovechkin will stay back. And now this will be a new replacement here for Alex Ovechkin. And back on ice is Rural. Here's Protas. Protas to settle it in. Poked it up. The breakaway chance for the Islanders. Lucien stops one. Here with Dubois the other way. Here's Anthony Buviller. Right again to Rural. Rural to Forevery. Forevery. In the zone. Stop on the pad. Saved by Sorokin. Rural fires. Save made. Protas moves it. Save again by Protas on Sorokin. Oh, he's really making a save afterward. What a big denying effort. And you wouldn't believe that? That's definitely what I could concerned of. Logan Thompson with a big save. Martin Forevery the other way. He shoots. He scores! Now that's the answer we're looking for. Martin Forever, he was really rushing it
and just took that beat right over by Sorokin. I wouldn't say this, but that is a great start for the Capitals. He really had took it off to a great look. You wouldn't believe so, do you? Well, I wouldn't say so. Adam Miller, as they are trying to see, and now Pierre-Luc Dubois watching on Martin Forevery. That first goal is starting to go off strong. Caps 1-0 over the Islanders. Sort of now finding that Trevor Van Riesnight took a smackdown, no penalty on the New York Islanders. Poked it, and Thompson will give it to Van Riesnight. Off to Ryan Leonard. Leonard with a big hit. Sort of taking it over. Take on a pass. Stopped by Sorokin. D'Angelo. Scooped the ball on the board by Pellich. Islanders back into Caps territory. Looks to Ritchie. Ritchie shoots. He runs the goalpost. And broken a stick on ice as now sort of gets the chisel. That one was really close. I mean, he would just almost got that through. No one has really seen that, but that is another big opportunity chance for the Islanders. They just couldn't get it back. Leonard to find the trick run. LaPierre fires a save by Sorokin. 13:29 remaining in the third period, and the Islanders still are down by 1. Well, the only thing, what happens with Martin Forevery, and the only scoring drought just happened to make that quick save. This stab of it really has taken it all. But one thing happens is the breakaway chain, and this is where he really makes that great goal. No better than fact about Martin Forevery. Now he's the first goal to have that one released in. Forevery behind Brandon Duhamel has 6 goals, and as for first goal in the regular season tournament, he's trying to look for 2. And a win will be taken in by Bo Horvath. Here's Anthony Duclair. Took a smash down by the ball. Did not send into the bench. Brandon Duhamel waits it down, finding DeFrank, and Adam Pellich will find Duclair. Anthony Duclair will send it around the net. Here's Skate Cole. Took that hit here. No interference on the Capitals as now gives back to Frank. He looks at Duhamel. Duhamel pass to Frank. Frank shot off again by Sorokin. Rebounded by Pellich. Here's Frank. Sent to Pegu. He'll take it back over to Rasmus Sandin. He'll have it over again to Duhamel. Duhamel watches off. And that one carries it out. Andre Palat, the other way now for the Islanders. Holmstrom in middle front, he scores. We are tied for 1. Andre Palat silenced the crowd in the whole game. Oh, this is not the friendly one you want to be here. Andre Palat, silence. That way has making a 1-1 goal. Now this transition is turning over the other way. I mean, when you see about Andre Palat, that is another big witty in the move, and that really has that pass. Send it over to Andre Palat. He has that shooting percentage, and that one is right into the net. That really gets caught off and out of the way. That one is another great goal to have that connection. And then he has plan B, he has time, and he goes right over to Andre Palat. That is a great goal. I know, it's pretty much to see things here. Andre Palat had finally had that goal, but their team's not done. Pierre-Luc Dubois wins a draw with under 11:30 remaining third, and now here's Protas. He'll send it to Dubois. Dubois, nifty move, hits save by Sorokin. Took him with the gate, and trying to have that one, not being down by Holmstrom. And here's Pegu. Right toward the wall, rebound by Ruoff. Martin Forevery for the Capitals. And it's back to Ryan Bullock. Again, Gene Gabriel Pegu. Whoa, he made a hello moment. Now back to Barzal. Off to Ritchie. Ritchie shoots, scores. After the goal by Andre Palat, they take the lead up for 1. This is not friendly when you really are doing this. And after this big hit, Matthew Barzal is making that escape. And as Ritchie, he has that kind of a goal. Yeah, it's pretty much seeing things. Matthew Barzal is looking after Ritchie. And this goal wasn't that popular afterwards. That one is turning it over, and nobody has been ever seen that spotting on crowd to have that regaining it up in control. They really are starting to have that one picked up or go back down. Capitals are starting to have the answers in there. And as Matthew Barzal gets the first assist here, and Richie with the first goal in regular season tournament, they're starting to have some answers in there to make that consider a question whether to move on or get defended behind. Pass the midway mark. Here's Alex Ovechkin. Ovechkin for Emery. Trying to get for two. Alex Ovechkin will give it back to Schaefer. Schaefer back to Burrow. Over to Stroll. Here come the Capitals. Stroll. Rebound by Bluebiller. Bluebiller over to Forevery. Forevery to find Van Riesling. Bluebiller shot blocked up in front. And now here's Bo Horvat with 9 minutes remaining in the third. Horvat, right toward middle zone. Number save on the defender's stick. And back to Heineman. Again to Pellich. Trying to get to Bluebiller. And now here's Van Riesling. Van Riesling getting away with it. Goes to Alex Ovechkin. Saved by Sorokin.
First goal in the game.
Forevery again to Sorted. Back to Alex Ovechkin. Ovechkin with a fast pass to Van Riesling. Ovechkin fires off the face pass by Sorokin. Sorted is good. Big save by Sorokin. Van Riesling fighting Sorted. Fires. Goodbye to the game by Sorokin. He is not going down afterwards. He is staying alive. Oh, this big energizing happened to be with Sorokin. And he's really clear to have that one with another huge save. Caps couldn't get this answer in there, but that is a one heck of a save to have that one keeping it out. That's one of the best goaltender saves of the night. And I know he's really doing this. I mean, that's Sorokin. He's really making a recharging it and back and energized. Still a lot of energy from the crowd. It is still 2-1 games for New York Islanders. Sordev wins the draw. Here's Chisholm. Off to Van Riesling. Looks to Leonard. Leonard to find the to Van Riesling. Over again to Chisholm. Here's Sordev. Van Riesling finding to Leonard. We'll have a little change off. Van Riesling, no look. Rebound by Van Michael. Full pressure coming off. Leonard. Shoots. Blocked up by Sordev. Sordev. In traffic. Rebounded by the Capitals. Washington still holding on. Chisholm trying to get a new regroup here. Leonard trying to look for a press. And back to Van Riesling. Van Riesling fires a shot off the defender. And back to Sordev. Sordev look for Chisholm. Van Riesling. Shoots! Saved by Sorokin. Took him with the knockdown. Matthew Barzal the other way for the Islanders. Sends it up across around the net. Chisholm with a new line group change. Van Riesling hitting behind the back. We're down to the final 5 minutes presented by Discover. Here's Sordev. Sordev cut in front. Saved by Sorokin. Chisholm fires for Chikrin. With a rebound. Can't get it back to Protas. Took him with the smash on that. Alexei Protas sinks it in. Shoots. Saved by Sorokin. 4:23 to go in the third period. Islanders are really giving up the clear message here to have that one stopping it up. Here to Brown ready for the face-off. And he wins. Here's Sandin to Chikrin. Back on ice is Wilson. Wilson, a pass to Rasmus Sandin. Chikrin. Chikrin in front. Knocked him over. D'Angelo the other way for the Islanders. Fires a shot off in deflection by Sandin. And here's Chikrin. Chikrin over to Protas. Protas gives to Tom Wilson. Right to Dubois. Over behind from the back. And did not have the choice to have that trick shot in front of the goaltender. Over to Sandin. He finds Pierre-Luc Dubois. 3 minutes remaining in the third period. Pierre-Luc Dubois. Off to Sandin. Sandin looks at Alex Ovechkin. Returns on ice. The rebound by Burrow. Over in front.
Horvath back to Anders Lee. Took him with a slap. Sandin in front. Ovechkin right in front. Saved by Sorokin. Rao again to Sandin. Sandin shoots it and a block shot. Wow. We'll hold it from here for Sorokin with under 2 minutes remaining in the third period. And now I'll turn my attention over to Sticker, who had the best player tonight. Well, it seemed like the only thing that's really definitely caught up intentional is Elias Sorokin. He makes a huge, remarkable saves, and he's really pouring out a lot. And he wouldn't believe it that this would be a night or day to have that equivalent. This is the big rising on the fire shot, and he's really doing it for. This is definitely the team that they're doing for, but now they got to rush. And it looks like Sorokin will have to see how long he can hang on for before the end of the period. Let's see how he handles it. Back to you guys. After a save by Sorokin, we're down to a final minute in the third period. Referee. Off to again. Bluebiller shot blocked. Bluebiller moving away. Fires it. Rebounds it over cross. Save by Sorokin. Andre Palat out of here. Holmstrom. Moves across. Palat. Shot stopped by Thompson. And they're going to bring the extra attacker on here. Strom, 35 seconds left. And back to Rao. Rao in front. Ovechkin backhand stopped again by Sorokin. 25 seconds. Capitals need to win it, or else they will be denied, and the Islanders heading to Columbus. This is another big save event. I'm really sure that this is definitely what they're all expecting to do for. This recharge is really all what they did. That is complaining on it. Islanders looking out to have that win. Aggressively on the blue on its pass effectiveness. Win by the Islanders. 23 seconds left. McMichael, Shen, dips it to Barzal. Slings it out. And a save by Sorokin, but now that time is over. Matthew Barzal scores, and it's all taken away with the upset for the Islanders. Well, that's bad mistake, and now back forward, it is turned to be the end. And he tried to hold on, but Thompson, he just could not get it off. Back forward, it is another huge save, but that did not get through. That was pretty upsetting. Yeah, Matthew Barzal was really in it, and now this is the time to do this, and then he goes right in. Bro, we're going to the next round. They earned their spot into the conference finals to face against the Columbus Blue Jackets, and they'll be playing back in Ohio again for the next couple games. Chick run. Shoot save by Sorokin. Getting a lot of push here for Washington Capitals with only 8.9 to go in the third period. A lot of pressure to kick on, and as the Capitals do need to start winning things often or they'll be all over. For the Hopes, here's Chick run. Knocked it down. Leonard sicked it. And it's taken away. Leonard, and the time is over. Islanders secure their victory to head to the conference finals for the first time. Well, it never been said before. Elias Sorokin is a big hero of the night, and now they can all go on the road and head to Columbus. What a game. Well, folks, as along with this wrap-up, we say goodbye to Washington. And as for these final games at the moment, Alex Ovechkin, he has finished his irregular season tournament and now has been marked the Hall of Fame. Below my broadcast partner, along with sticker, pen, and pencil, I'm Son of Beast. You've been watching the Washington Capitals hockey on NHL on EA Sports. Thank you and have a great night. So long in District of Columbia. Alright, thank you so much, dear Son and Beast. Time for 3 stars. Martin Forever with the first goal of the game, who has that one taking a 1-0 lead, and therefore it snaps it in the end. Then the second star player of the game goes to the Islanders, Matthew Barzal, with 1 assist and 3 hits and 1 goal. Doesn't really mean it, but he definitely have it all changed out. Matthew Barzal, who has that goal, and ended off in the third period. And tonight's first star player of the game goes to Elias Sorokin. 56 saves in a row, and he's unrechargeable. Here's how they did with the total statistics after that. 57/20 total shots on goal for Washington over New York Islanders. 31/24 hits here for New York Islanders. 1802/242 time on attack for Washington. 89.7 and 89.5 passing effectiveness for the New York Islanders. And 17/14 face-off wins for Washington Capitals. This was a big remark that they couldn't ever done. Well, that's it for the first game, and what a big upset this is. That's 3 out of 4, and if this happens to be the same thing, we'll be seeing all big American teams in the conference finals. And we got a last game left, Flames against the Blackhawks. If you're ready for the next part of the game, stick around, that'll be the next one underway. And with that being said, thanks for watching the first game, and we'll see you all folks next time for as wild as the NHL in regular season tournament dial. This is Beef111 and Terry Crews. If you're not joining us for the second game, thanks for watching.
If you don't, somebody will.